All right,
Oh
Manny.
man,
What's up, dude? What's it feel like now? You wake up today, UFC bantamweight. How's that feel?
I'm happy, man. It's been a long time, dude. I've been training for 10 years, and you know how it's been for the past couple of fights where we've been kind of like, is this gonna happen? Is this not gonna happen? Uh, the opponent dropout and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy, man.
It's insane, dude. It's cool for us to have you on FloCombat, but at the same time, I felt like Michael. He's like, I don't want to see you in this Titans cage again. I'm like, I don't want to promote Manny Bermudez again. Like, I build
No.
you up. We build you up for a week, 2 weeks out, and then the fight lasts 60 seconds. It's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
dude, your nickname
No.
should be Prom Night. As quick as that is, you should be Manny Prom Night Bermudez.
Real
But yeah,
quick,
dude. Nah, I mean, it was bound to happen. Everybody talking about you going to the UFC. How relieving was it to finally sign that paper?
dude. Honestly, didn't even feel real till like yesterday when we officially announced it because it almost felt like somebody was gonna take it away from me. It was like it was almost too good to be true. When I signed the contract, I was like, yeah, but it's not actually there. And then like when they finally started putting stuff out on the app and stuff like that, like I was like, oh man, like I'm so happy. Like I was happy when they told me, but I wasn't like the way I thought I would be. And then the second I see my name on the UFC UFC memo email thing, I was like, oh dude, I was ecstatic. I was so happy.
That's killer, man. Have you been checking like the UFC website every day to make sure you're still on that card?
Well, I've done so many emails. I've been like, all right, like not even having a second to actually check all that stuff. But I'll check it tonight now. We mentioned it.
Yeah. Are you surprised with how much went into this? You've got the USADA pool. You got to get into that. You got to get all your medicals done. Got to do a ton of stuff to become a UFC fighter. It's not like you're magically just going to show up in Orlando and fight. Are you surprised with the amount of paperwork and everything behind it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not I'm not very good at reading, so I'm not doing all this stuff. But I don't know. Luckily, we got Paul Bear here to handle all that paperwork and read all the stuff that I'm not going to read clearly. So
yeah, they gave you a good opponent, man. Like I was really excited to see the opponent you drew too. His record in the UFC is not that great, but if you really look at the fights, that his last fight, a lot of people feel like he won it. A lot of people feel like he's better than his record. What do you feel about Morales?
So I actually watched that fight live. I was watching him. He was on that Swanson Ortega card, and I remember I was literally just sitting there being like, dude, like there's something about these UFC bantamweights, and like I was watching these guys fight. I'm like, man, like if you just gave me a chance at these guys, like, and then flash forward to a couple of days ago when they're like, hey, you're fighting that guy that you were saying that you would beat up, and I'm just like, dude, like this must be like fate, like just the fact that I was sitting there watching this guy being like, man, he's not as good as like I think UFC caliber is just like I don't know. I just don't think he's as good as the best guys in the UFC.
Sure, and you felt that way for a while, man. And you've been proving it for a while too. To be fair, and you have a lot of quick submissions on your record, and I feel like a lot of people, nobody questions your ground game at this point. That's pretty well established. But how do you feel about your stand-up, and how do you feel like your stand-up stacks up in the UFC?
I don't think it matters because they all get taken down anyways. So how's their wrestling? That's a better question.
So you were growing up, Dominic Cruz was still a champion. He's still in the conversation when you were like 16 years old, and now he's still right there, man. What's it feel like to know that you're entering the fold with these guys that you've looked up to your whole life? I'm sure you've been looking at Dominic Cruz as a guy like he's the guy in my weight class.
Actually, I really like it because it shows me that you can actually make a living from this. If you're good enough, if you put in the work, you can stay relevant, or more than relevant, clearly in the sport. But as long as you get in and you get that foot in the door, and you train hard, you work hard, you stay motivated, you can stay up there and make a good paycheck. You can make a good living doing the thing that you love to do.
Mm-hmm. And obviously your UFC debut right now is everything to you. Your full focus is right there. But I'm sure you can't help but think about a TJ Dillashaw fight, a Cody Garbrandt fight. How far ahead are you looking? I'm sure you got gold on the mind, but how do you balance that? How do you keep from looking too far ahead right now?
Honestly, like my mind's still blown at the base level UFC paycheck. So looking at those numbers, it's just like that's another thing that doesn't seem quite real quite yet, you know. But like I said, I'm just happy to be making money doing what I love to do.
Yeah, you went out to the Ultimate Fighter tryouts, I think, too, but you didn't actually try out or something. I didn't hear the whole story there. What went down there? Why didn't you try out?
Yeah, no, there was some like injuries, and then like I don't know, it was just a weird situation where I wasn't really able to try out. But I don't know. It's just funny how everything works out. Like if I did end up on the show, I would have been I probably would have been in the house right now, and then I wouldn't have been able to take this call, you know, short notice, and I think everything just worked out so much better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, the house is just a tough way to go about getting into the UFC, and you know, with the record I had, I just didn't really want to go that route, you know, because it's such a risk. Everything in that house is such a risk. So many factors that can affect you in so many ways. I think I would have done good though, but I'm just happy that it was a clean cut way in.
Mm-hmm. And you get to watch your teammate, right, Jojo Giannetti. You get to watch him go through the house, so that's still fun on that level. I mean, yeah.
I just don't want to go through.
Yeah. Where are you at right now, camp-wise? Because like you just said, it's a short-notice fight. How ready were you for that? Was there anything that would make you say no to this opportunity? First of all, you're probably taking it no matter what, right? So, but how ready do you feel?
So I actually got a call to fight what's his name, Jimmie Rivera, the number 4 guy ranked in the world, like somewhere around Christmas or New Year's, Christmas Eve I think it was, and it was 6 days notice. I was like 25 pounds heavier than I should have been, and like we took it. We're like, yeah, let's go. And I was all, you know, for a second I was like, man, that's a lot of weight to cut, but I was so excited to take it and finally be in and have that challenge. So you know, compared to that, I've had plenty of time to get ready, and I'm coming off that last fight camp for it was supposed to be Hernandez, but for Bout Hostler, and you know, I had maybe 2 or 3 days of just eating and relaxing a little bit, but then I got the call and I was right back in. Actually, I was in the gym before I thought I was going to be. Midway through, I usually take a week off, and then midway through the week, I was like, all right, I'm going to start getting in shape because, you know, you never know when the call is coming. So I just so happened to be in the gym the day that they called, and it was supposed to be my day off. So
that's perfect. I mean, I can't go forward without asking about that Rivera fight. So you accepted it. What happened there, man? That's like a bombshell right there.
So that's the one that, I mean, I think they just want to get more experience. They ended up taking Marlon Morales, a bald dude that just knocked out Sterling. Yeah. And so then I think the fight ended up not going through. I think Marlon pulled out, or like he said he wasn't ready. But I was sitting there like, man, like I wouldn't have pulled out. You know, I would have gone through. So, you know, just the way things worked out. But it's a much better fight than Jimmie Rivera. So,
I mean, you'll have your chance. You have your chance now, man. You're right there with all of them, man. What's it feel like? This New England MMA scene, man, right now is blowing up. You guys are coming out of everywhere. What's it feel like to be a part of that? You know, it feels like you guys right now are as hot as ever.
I'm just proud, man. Honestly, like I love the fact that I'm coming from, you know, South Shore Sport, but I'm coming from the same gym that I started at when I was a lot younger. You know, we got the same people in the camp. We got the same coaches. We got, you know, it's all just the people I started off with, and I'm so proud to have them behind me. And you know, like I remember like the first day of kids class. I remember them trying to teach me moves I had no idea how to do, and now they're gonna watch me do those moves in the biggest cage that they have in the world. You know?
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's funny you mentioned that because when we started covering your most recent fight, you know, you started getting a whole lot of attention, and I saw people on Twitter like, I trained with Manny when he was a teenager, and he was tearing me up, and I was an adult. You know, when did you start, man? Because I don't really know your martial arts background. Like, what actually got you into fighting and specifically grappling?
I was like 13 years old, and then I don't know, it's just a good idea to start fighting for some reason, because, you know, 13-year-olds have really rational thinking. I don't know, I started doing the kids classes here with Bill Mahoney, and it was just so much fun, man. It was so much fun, and I liked the concept of being able to work at something that I could physically feel myself getting better at. You know, it's like almost like a tangible skill, and I don't know, I just loved it so much. I kept coming every day, and like there'd be snowstorms, I'd be coming, and wouldn't have a ride, I'd walk here, and you know, it's something I appreciate because I had, you know, school and all that stuff, but school almost like helped me see how much I like doing this more than you know, desk work or reading books and studying and all that stuff. So.
And man, at 11-0 with 9 first-round finishes, I don't think anybody's going to question your killer instinct. When did you first discover that you had that? Because, dude, it's funny, when we were on the road trip, and the first time I met you, you said, you look like you bruise easily. Like, that was what you said to me. I was like, dude, this guy already wants to kick my ass. I haven't said a word to him. Like, when did you find out that you had that in you? Just like, yeah, let's go. Let's get it done.
I don't know, man. I think it was when I first started fighting, you know, like I'd start going in there, and then necks would be open, faces would be open, and then you just start throwing down, and you think about it a little bit in your head, and then everything just kind of clicks. You make the right connections, and then you figure it out yourself.
For sure, man. Well, dude, I couldn't be more happy for you and more excited to watch your fight, man. Go get it done. It's been a pleasure watching you on the regional scene, but it's nice to see you on to bigger, better things, man. We'll be following you closely on FloCombat.
Yeah, FloCombat's awesome.